Welcome, everybody. The first ever episode. Definitely the first time we've recorded this episode of the Dynamic Dan's podcast, where I'm Dan.
And I'm also Dan, of course.
And today we are going to basically start off the Dynamic Dan's podcast for the first ever time. Um, we're going to start off with something that we plan to do every single week. Dan, what are you drinking? I'm laughing because.
So when we
Go ahead, go
when
ahead.
we first recorded this, I did have tea when we first recorded this. Now I have water
Yes, he had a
because I drank
tea.
my
Now he
tea.
has water. I still have my A&W root beer like I had before.
Alan and Wright.
Absolutely disgusting that we just. My man drank a whole tea while we were. That's how long we recorded that first one. He drank his whole tea and now he has a water.
Oh, wet the whistle. That's what it is.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck it. I
All
don't
right. Well,
care. I love water. Water's fine. Water's a fucking
well, yeah, you gotta
stay
love
hydrated.
water, bro. You're like 70% water. You know? Isn't that what it
That's what they
is?
want you to believe.
No, it's
It's
not.
some shit like that. It's like
No, I'm thinking of the Earth. Okay, so
no, a human's 60% water.
oh, I'm not that far off
Water.
then. I
Sorry.
guess I'm good. My belly's hanging out. What the? So, the Dynamic Dan's podcast. Two guys named Dan. I go by Smitty, however, and he goes by Heel Boy. And we
Yo,
are.
boy.
I I'm a man from the U.S. He is a man from the U.K. But we happen to meet online. We're both named Dan, and we're some absolute boys. So we're gonna just chat.
Legends.
We're just gonna chat. We're gonna call it the Dynamic Dan's podcast because that's hilarious. And we're just going to talk about, the many things that we're both interested in, including things, like pro wrestling is going to be a big topic. Um, Obviously, we're both big fans of esports, specifically the Call of Duty League, which is a very niche thing to talk about. We're both going to be into that.
Niche. Yeah.
Very niche. I love using that word. I love that word a lot. Um,
Niche. Niche is a good word.
Niche is a good word. It's spelled weird though.
Very
And
weird.
then we're probably gonna talk about a lot of sports. Um, And occasionally it might get into some life things, it might get into some politics things. Oh, well, I hope not. And really,
Oh,
like
let's not do that.
we're
No.
just we're just gonna do we're just gonna talk about whatever comes to our minds because this isn't a podcast about anything. This is a podcast between two guys named Dan, by Dan's, for Dan's. Ain't that right? If your name is Dan, Daniel, Danny, Danelius,
Danelius.
if your name is Dan, Dan,
Is the
Danny,
good name?
Danelius, or if you are Jerry from San Jose, California, we are talking specifically to you. Have a great afternoon. Um, yeah, we
I
already.
googled Jerry San Jose, California, and the first thing that came up was a business immigration analyst on LinkedIn.
So we're talking to a business immigration analyst on LinkedIn. Nice.
So Jerry P from San Jose, if you're listening,
If you're listening, Jerry P, and you're doing immigration analytics, what was he? All
business
right.
immigration or something.
Business immigration.
Jerry R or Jerry P. I don't know. I can't remember. Well, anyway, Jerry.
Anyway, nice, Jerry. All right. It is. I will say to anyone viewing or listening to this right now, we. It is legitimately like what is it 5 a.m. for you right now?
Yeah, just turned 5 a.m.
Oh my lord. This is a trooper. This is a man that is here for the people. Right here for the first ever episode of Dynamic Dance. Um
Me.
as I said
Hero.
as I said in the first recording that didn't have any audio. um so as I moved my mouth and no words came out said Heel Boy, if if you want to check out any of his stuff, he's a graphic designer. Um he's a big graphical boy. Like I said in the
Me.
first one, he fucks some shit up on the Photoshop. So, maybe one of these days we'll have some
I
cool ass
try.
graphics, we'll have some cool ass shit. Maybe we'll have merch. Imagine we get to the point where we have Dynamic Dance merch.
Double
That's like
D's.
if we all double D's merch. I didn't even say the good joke from the first recording. I'm so
That's
disappointed.
the thing. Missed
You're,
opportunities, man.
I'm not gonna say it now because I ruined my chance. But
It's meaningless.
My hair's everywhere. All right, but yeah, we're
That's
gonna.
beautiful. That is beautiful. That's why I wear a hat. You see, I'm not stupid.
It's a good point, but I have a headset on, so it's kind of.
I don't wear a headset with a hat, bro.
That's a good point. I could totally wear a
Oh
headset with
no.
that. But yeah, we're just gonna ramble and talk about. Oh my god, the brim, Yankee with no brim.
Bro.
Yeah, we're just gonna have conversations like we do. We're just gonna talk about stupid shit, um, and just see where it goes. When we were when we were recording, we were talking about retired Call of Duty players. Um,
That was yeah.
that was a decent conversation. No, that's you know what I want to talk about. What's actually a real conversation is the UFC right now just straight up booked like four cards in a row that just suck, and then it's gonna cap off with two two of the best pay per views of the
Yeah.
year,
Yeah,
hands
man.
down. I think if you have the card on, I think a fun idea would be to predict the big fights from like one of the next UFC events. I think that'd be a good fun thing to do
Down.
because UFC 250 258 or 250 268 in particular sounds like a sick card because that's the one with Usman Covington too.
Yeah. 268 is fucking fire.
268's
Yeah, on
absolutely
that card is
ridiculous.
Usman Covington, you got Namajunas and Zhang Weili. Billy. Gagey Chandler, Sean Strickland, Luke Rockhold, Edgar Marlon Vera, Alex Pereira's debut. This is just a fucking lot.
I think the fight I'm most excited for.
It's huge.
I think the fight I'm most excited for is Gaethje Chandler because I feel like the two title fight rematches are probably going to go similarly to how they did the first time. But
Mm,
because
the only one I see in a different way is Namajunas or Zhang. That's,
I could see that going a little bit different, but this because I guess Namajunas does have a bad track record against like in rematches. But
yeah. Defending, she's terrible defending top. She doesn't like. She's terrible.
my argument though is that I think Wei Lee's style does kind of play into what Namajunas is good at, which is why I think the first fight went the way that it did. So we'll see. I mean, I could definitely see it though. But Usman Covington, I think, is going to
Yeah.
be. I think Usman's the pound for pound. He is the best fighter in the world. Like I think they have him number one pound
He's
for pound
got
right
to
now.
be.
I think they have him pound for pound number one right now, and they're totally correct on that. I think he totally is because he's like.
He's second to John Jones, I believe.
Well, I think they just changed that after.
Still.
I think they changed that after Jones got arrested.
They did. Yeah, they did. He is number one in the world right
Yeah,
now.
because John Jones got arrested, so they had to change it
Oh, he's number two.
because John got arrested, bro.
Fuck that, man. I'll forever argue that John Jones is a piece of shit.
Yeah, he has a goat career that he just can't capitalize on because of the fact that he's done so many things
Mental.
to he's done everything you can to like ruin it for himself.
Exactly. I mean, we were having this conversation. Were we having this conversation the other day? Like, who is the UFC GOAT now?
We were having that conversation. Who is actually the UFC goat? I think, man, I think I'd still make the
It's
case that I think the best fighter we've ever seen is John Jones, but he can't be the goat for what he's done off the like out of the cage, and then and in the past like three fights that he's had where he should have lost them all, like one way
yeah.
or another, he low key either could have or should have. But
It's like a lot of people say Khabib, but for me, I just never see it because
I'm a huge
Khabib,
yeah I'm a
Like Paddy Pimblett said, he'd be like three good people.
yeah he had a run at the end of his career where he was winning good fights, but before that he was just never healthy to fight anybody. Like I'm a huge Khabib stan, but I just can't support the narrative that he would be better than certain people just because of who they've beaten. I think honestly, John Jones might have to be the goat, even though all the off the like out of the cage stuff. I keep wanting to say off the court because I'm such a basketball fan, but all the stuff out of the cage like does hurt him a ton, and it can't be like ignored. Like I don't know. I want to say that I want to say that it could be someone other than John Jones, but I don't know who that would be.
GSP.
That's the guy to pick, right? I think that's what we said
I
last
mean,
time too.
Silver. You could make the same
You could make
call
a
that you
similar
do
argument,
Khabib. That he
yeah.
hasn't
Silva,
really
I
faced anyone that's.
I feel like Silva, Khabib, and GSP all kind of have the same argument of when they were at their peak, they might be the best fighter of all time, but then they weren't. I mean, GSP
Yeah.
and Silva more so than Khabib because Khabib never lost, obviously, but like Silva, GSP, even John Jones now, Stipe, Cormier, they all have the same argument of like they at their peak they could have been the goat, but then they fought past their peak, and so they aren't the goat because we saw them
Yeah.
flounder. That's where Khabib kind of doesn't have that to him, but he also,
Velasquez.
dude, let's go, dude.
Velasquez could have been the goat.
Velasquez really could have been. Hell, Verdum could have been the
Fucked
goat.
himself.
Verdum could have been the goat.
It's just it's
He's
fucking ridiculous.
Verdum beat Kane. He beat Fedor.
There's no doubt that Kane is still like one of the greatest heavyweights we'll ever see.
Oh, he's like top five. Yeah.
Because Kane finished 14 and like 2, I think, when he left UFC.
Remember when he beat
He
Travis
lost
Brown?
to yeah,
He lost to
whole
Verdum.
UFC 200.
He lost to Verdum and Francis. I know that.
For me, it just says how shit UFC 200
No,
was. So I remember he won sponsor the night for that.
he lost to Verdum, Francis, and JDS.
Oh, there's 3. I thought it was 2. Yeah, I forgot he got beat by Francis. God, that fight did happen.
Yeah, and everyone thought that fight was so annoying too because Francis uppercutted him. Francis uppercutted him, and JDS Kane like broke his knee on the fall, and everyone
Mm.
thought that he just like
Yeah, I
slipped and
forgot
fell
that
and tore
happened.
his. Everyone thought he slipped and fell and tore his ACL, but no, he got knocked out cold, and it was the funniest.
Fucking,
Like that night was
that's
wild.
fucking.
Did I ever tell you I broke my pinky toe one time watching the UFC? Well, I was pretty certain it was
Watching.
broken. Yeah, dude, I do UFC, heel boy. I do UFC. Okay, but no, we
You do UFC.
Mighty Mouse Johnson fought Wilson Hayes. Of all fights, right? But Mighty Mouse was fighting Wilson, and I was a big Mighty Mouse fan. And Mighty Mouse, like the whole story of it was like Mighty Mouse is like this great striker, and Wilson Hayes is this jujitsu like stud. Well, the meeting has been upgraded by the host. Wait a minute, I got to get this off my screen.
It's
Oh Lord.
because you get a 40-minute time limit on here. You get a 40-minute time limit
Oh my God. All right.
for calls. But I've just fixed it. We're good.
That just showed everyone the watching this right now that we are on
Commitment.
Zoom. We are on Zoom. If our link or our passcode ever leaks while we're recording one of these, and we get a random fan in here, it's gonna be a great moment. Um,
Oh,
let's. We just won't tell people when we record. Let's But no, like, what was I? I was on about
bring your pinky toe watching
the
Wilson.
pinky toe, because Wilson Hayes was like this jujitsu guy, and everyone was like, dude, Wilson Hayes is like the guy to beat Mighty Mouse because he's gonna submit him, and then Mighty Mouse armbarred him. And I jumped
Yeah.
up off of the couch. I jumped up, bang, foot off the coffee table. And my pinky toe was swollen and red for like a week. Like I hit the deck, man. I jumped up and just right on my pinky toe. I mean, it
You're
was
fucking. That's so
bad.
stupid.
Dude, Mighty
That's
Mouse
so.
was my guy, bro. I was such a big Mighty Mouse fan that I literally almost like broke a foot over a damn
He was
armbar.
so cringy. What is it with flyweights and just being fucking idiots? Like most of the flyweights are just cringy.
Because they have a Napoleon complex. That's
That's
what it
really
is.
true.
They're all 5'4". Like
Cejudo's cringy as shit. DJ's cringy as shit.
the only one
Devison is cringy.
that wasn't super cringy also had the nickname Joby Wan Kenobi. So like it's not a great division.
Brandon Moreno is not that
Brandon Moreno's
cringy.
not cringy.
He's just a nerd.
Yeah, that's what's so funny. He's the nerdiest one of them all, but he's the least cringy.
Big Lego fan.
People usually
Loves
like
Lego.
don't people usually associate those two things? But he's just like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cool and nerdy.
Joby Wan Kenobi. I'm gonna miss him. Love me some Joby.
Him and old Megan O'Leary.
You think she'll leave too?
Huh?
No, she won't leave too. As a thing, you think she'll leave too?
No, she won't leave. I'm just saying that they're together. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Right.
but yeah,
What about Fedor actually as a goat? That's a good call.
see, Fedor in Pride was I mean, he was the goat of Pride. We know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Um, I don't. I want to. So most of these, I will say this about Dynamic Dance. Most of these episodes will probably just be like whatever we talk about the longest will probably be the title of the episode. Um, but to be completely honest, like for this one, because we're introducing ourselves, this will probably be we're still talking about UFC and stuff, but I'm gonna make the title something along the lines of like we're Dynamic Dance episode 1, getting to meet the Dans. So I figured we'd get into that a little bit. It's like Meet the Fockers. Remember that movie? Do you ever see that movie?
Do it.
But
Good movie.
I think without just totally just doxing ourselves and just ruining our lives for the rest of history, we could just give some background info about. I almost said about each other. I'm gonna tell people about you, and you're gonna tell people about me, and it's
Chill.
gonna.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah, that it's gonna be just misinformation, just left and right and left and right. But no, we're gonna
Yeah.
um honestly, Heel Boy, I will give you the floor to just say whatever you feel about yourself.
Give me the
I'm
floor.
not trying to put you on the spot or anything like that, but I'm just gonna be like, you know what?
Yeah, no, not at
Say
all.
and you know what? Say as much as you want or as little as you want. If you just want to be like, hey,
Uh,
and then just like sit there.
yeah, my name's Dan, also known as Heel Boy. I design stuff. I mean, I'm 22. I turned 22 this year. I'm old-ish, getting there, getting old. Older than Hook, Taz's son, which is fun.
You're older than Hook. Oh my
Sad.
god, that's true.
Yeah, that's older than both of Top Flight too, which is
Oh,
just
and
sad.
they're so athletic and good and young and talented.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Just the main thing about me is I do a lot of design stuff. That's all you need to know about me.
Oh,
Anything else you need to know, you can find me on Twitter at Heelboy Designs.
yeah, at
Yeah,
Heelboy
I
Designs,
do fun stuff.
HEELBOI, and then designs. If you
Yeah,
can't spell designs,
designs.
then you got a problem. We
Don't find me on Twitter. Don't follow me if you
don't
can't spell
follow him.
Don't
If you're
follow
watching
me.
this, you can't follow him. You're legally not allowed. Also, obviously UK, big UK homie, big
I'm
British
from there.
boy.
I felt like I didn't need to explain that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty obvious by the voice. Um,
I'm from fucking Senegal. Like, come on.
some guys sitting there like, damn, I really thought he was from Germany. I really, I was so, I was watching this whole time, and I was just dead set on the idea that this guy was from China, and I can't believe it.
I mean, people, a lot of people wouldn't know. That's the thing. A lot of people wouldn't know.
Yeah, you totally look and sound and act Chinese. I just don't know how to tell you that otherwise. Um, as you can see, I'm Irish. That's not true, actually. I'm very much German. Um, I'm.
I am.
Oh, there's the homie right there. I wore this for him.
Yeehaw. Very Irish.
Yeehaw. So, what the fuck? I So yeah, I'm Smitty. I honestly, he actually does go by Dan, and I've never gone by Dan in my daily life ever. But
I go with Dan all the time.
it's still, yeah, that's the thing. But it's still a good, it's still a nickname for me. So because my real name is Daniel. Um, so I mean, he mentioned that he's 22. I'm going on 20, or that he's going on 22. I'm going on 20. Um,
I'm so
I
old.
I am I actually share the exact birth date, not just the day, but the birthday and year. What just happened?
What's that? You hear that?
I do. It sounds like a spaceship. Is there a Dan is getting abducted during this.
What the fuck is that? Okay, I didn't like that.
What
Carry
was
on.
that? All right. While while the alien
Hello.
while the aliens probe Heel Boy. Um,
Let's get nuked. Fuck
can
no.
I still hear it? What the hell is going on? All right.
It's gone now. I don't know.
I really hope that picked up on the actual like recording because that was I could totally hear it. Um, what the hell
I
was
don't know
that?
the fuck that was.
But I actually like I was gonna say I share not just birthday but like to the year share a birthday with Billie Eilish, so that makes me feel so accomplished with my life that I still live with my parents. Um,
Mm,
the, dude, two iconic albums already, and she's the exact same age to the day as me. I just feel amazing with
that's
myself.
crazy.
Um, what else is there to say? I mean, I'm big, big American, big patriotic guy. I love listening to Bruce Springsteen on my off days. Um, that that was all. That was all cap. Um, I mean, really, I'm just in a silly, goofy mood. To be completely honest, that's about
I despise you, to be
that's
honest.
a
Ah,
that's about all there is to
that's
me.
food.
I'm just a silly, goofy dude in a silly, goofy mood, and I'm just here to hang out and talk. Talk about whatever we feel like. I'm just, I'm vibing, big vibing.
Beautiful. That was fantastic intro.
That's to get to know me. That's all you got to do, is just vibe.
Fucking hell.
Um, yeah, I got called a stoner today by like a higher up in the company that I work in, and I'm just like, bro, I'm literally not, but I could see why you think that. Like,
The
I
fuck?
I
It's the
get it.
beard.
It's the beard, and
I think it is the beard.
it's the combination of the scraggly beard and like the giggly demeanor that I have, where I'm just like, oh, I'm just a chuckle
Mine
fuck.
doesn't grow properly.
You've got
Even
the
my goatee grows fucking
you've
crooked.
you've got the goatee and the
Look at
scruff.
that. It's like fucking crooked.
True. The mustache came
Whatever.
through though.
It always comes through the shit, right? Again, that's like twirling everything.
Are you gonna do Movember? Because I'm gonna do Movember.
I've been doing November for like 3 years and nothing grows.
Because I don't do no shave November because I think it's stupid. Because I just don't shave in my
No, not
daily life.
November.
I don't do no nut November either. Because I would be the most I would be the most agitated motherfucker by like November 5th, bro. I would be unbearable by like November.
November 5th, why are you giving yourself that long?
Literally, dude. I can go like 4 days, but that's it. I've been on a vacation once. I know. No, but I'm
What
just
days?
I'm just kidding. I nutted but on a vacation. But no, I think I'm gonna do Movember where I'm just gonna shave it all but the mustache and just like start twisting it at the ends and everything like that. I
Oh no.
think I'm gonna do it.
It's gonna be disgusting. I tried mine doesn't twirl properly, it's not thick enough. It just kind of just like falls back down.
Oh yeah, mine's like
It doesn't
mine doesn't
well,
really twist either like too much, but it's getting there.
you can definitely get some
Oh, that's actually kind of
twist
sick looking. Look at
down.
that. But yeah, I actually
You're scaring me.
one of my coworkers makes beard oil. So that's part of why I kind of don't want to shave because he literally makes beard oil and like he gave me a bottle for free just as like a gift, and it smells gorgeous. Like he has like all these different scents in his house to make beard oils with, and they're like it's like kind of like wood and like it's like wood and honey or something. Whatever he did with it, but
What the fuck?
it smells like outdoors y, but like pleasant in the at the same time. It's really interesting. It's kind of I would go grab it, but I'm gonna let me just describe the layout of my house right now. So my bedroom is the furthest room down the main hallway, and this room right here is the furthest room away from the main hallway. So to go grab my beard oil, I'd have to take like a 15-20 second walk. All like it's literally one end of the house to the other to get it. Um, Also, this room behind me. Should I reveal it on the first episode or should we wait? Should we make it like a thing?
I don't want to know what's in there.
Good. That's okay. That's the right answer. All right, we won't.
Probably some weird shit in there, man.
Yeah, that's
See, for
there's
me,
actually
I have two doors.
there's a dead body.
This one's my bedroom. This one's the door out of my flat.
Oh, you could just get up and leave your whole. You could just get up and leave the whole place in the middle of the
Flat next
podcast.
door. Yeah, it's fucking. Oh,
So basically,
door.
what
Fucking
what
ridiculous.
what Heel Boy is saying is, if he ever just gets sick of my shit, he's literally just gonna get up and leave.
I can go to bed or I can go out.
Oh,
So
that'd be a
I'm kind of thinking bed at the moment.
yeah. Well, as late as we're probably gonna have to record a lot of these, that'd be a great outro. Is just you always going to bed right before we
I
end.
drop my iPad.
Oh, that should be the outro. Is we say like our like goodbyes or whatever.
Which door?
We say like goodbyes, and then you just leave one of the doors, and we never know which one it's gonna be. That's actually as soon as the door.
Turn it this way.
That's what we'll do.
I've got my bathroom door too, so I mean,
Another door. It's like now we're playing Let's Make a Deal. Do I want door 1, door 2, or door 3? What's behind the door? That's what we'll do. We'll do.
Oh, it makes my flat look really strange. It looks like my flat has doors everywhere.
It is. It's like in Minecraft. Whenever you only have doors, you don't have any windows.
That's fucking true. Actually, the flat though.
But nah, bro. That's what we should.
I leave. I go to bed. I go for shit.
That's what we should do. As soon as you close the door, I hit stop recording, and that's the end of the.
It's definitely gonna be that door. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, it's very late for this man. We're not gonna go to this is
5:23.
Yeah, it's 5:23 in the morning for this man. We will, and he's gonna watch Fury Wilder tomorrow. Which let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Who do you think's gonna win that fight?
Fury absolutely is gonna murder that motherfucker.
And
I'm biased. But with that being said, I did say Usyk was gonna beat Joshua.
Yep, that's the man, and you can't be, and there's clearly no bias there because Joshua would be the bias if you had one. So like, this man's just telling truth, telling facts, telling the game. I personally
spit bars.
He spits bars. One of my coworkers said that he goes, this was an absolute bar. What do you look at? What'd you see?
I don't know. Do you have these Twitter things that come up and like give it a listen, like some shit? It's like people doing
yes.
Weird like talking things.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I hate
one
those.
of them. Yeah, the one that just came up said, I can't remember. Something along the lines of like, "Oh, you know what it is? Dick sucking awareness month."
Dick sucking awareness month. What the fuck is that? Dick sucking awareness. I've only seen one account that actually has good ones of those, and it's called Jay-Z Takes, and it's a guy that has a perfect Jay-Z impression, and he just posts those. But what I was gonna say though, this is gonna be a much shorter episode than normal because it is 5:23 a.m. and I don't want to keep him up too late, but we'll probably end up going for like, if I had to guess, most regular episodes of this show probably end up going anywhere between like 45 to an hour and a half, just as long as we want to talk, honestly, and especially if a special guest, that could take even longer. But no, Fury Wilder. I mean, that fight was. Let's be real, right? The first fight was like Fury and Wilder went to a draw because Wilder dropped him. That's the only reason. Because that fight like was gonna be Fury's and then he got dropped. And then the second fight, everyone went into it thinking, well, Wilder already caught him once. We think he can catch him again. And then he just never did. And Fury just toyed with him and TKO'd him. So now it's like, why would anyone think that Fury would lose at this point? And the press conferences have been like, Fury is dogging this man in the press conferences right now.
He's a beast. Man.
He's dogging this man.
He's a legend. He's the greatest.
I just realized that's another thing I was gonna say is whenever you said you had bars, my coworker had bars today. He goes, I'm just too high right now to not be blunt. I thought that's a low key, that's a bar, low key. It's a bar.
Rip up my mouth right now.
To not be blunt. But nah, bro. Like Usyk Joshua was wild because Joshua's like supposed to be the guy, but then Usyk obviously took care of that. And then
Killed him.
Fury Wilder, like I thought that there was a collision course for it to be Fury versus Joshua. And Anthony Joshua has totally ruined that for everyone, and boxing commissions have ruined that for everyone. Because after the second Wilder fight, we should have had Fury versus Joshua. And now, because the committees are like they are,
Yeah.
Fury already lost. Fury's done. Like, or not Fury, Joshua. Joshua already lost. Fury versus Joshua's done. Like, we're probably going to get Fury versus Usyk. And that's not going to be nearly as exciting as what we would have had. Like, I'm
It's
kind of let
scary.
down.
It's a scary fight.
I'm kind of
It's
let
still a
down.
fucking amazing
But
fight because Usyk, if he beats Fury, is you gotta say one of the greatest heavyweights ever.
if he came in to a world where we had three pillars of heavyweight boxing and came in
Beats all
after being the superstar cruiserweight champ that no one could beat, comes in
of
and just says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just beat all three of your pillars." Like if or beats two of the main pillars. Like if he just comes in and just does that, then he becomes
them.
the best. He becomes the best guy of this era. And I don't think anyone wanted that because
Yeah,
we got off the Klitschko brothers and we were like, yes, no more Ukrainians. And then Usyk said, "Fuck it."
this motherfucker just came in, fucking ended it.
hmm
Yeah, he beat Bellew, Chisora, Joshua.
That's right, the Chisora fight. That was like his like big
He
win.
killed Chisora. Hooked him over. Tony Bellew fucking finished him off. He literally slapped him.
Yep, slept the shit out of that man.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. He's such a scary fucking threat. Such a fucking threat. And I said it before. I said it before we went into the Joshua Yusuf fight. I said it's gonna be a bad time for Joshua if he because the problem I've always said with Joshua is the fact that he takes too long to get into a fight.
Yes. Yes.
So he either takes too long to get. You'll always get one version of Joshua. So you'll get the Joshua that takes too long to get into a fight that always goes to a decision. It always happens. Or gets fucking put on his ass like Ruiz did. Or you get the Joshua that comes out throwing heavy and gets tired in later rounds,
Literally.
which is the Joshua that fought Klitschko.
Yep.
And then eventually, they knock him out. But it's Joshua. He's he got exposed by Yusuf. He really did.
He really did, yeah. And Usyk's the same guy every fight too. He's just gonna come out and be a killer. He's gonna throw heavy leather. He's not gonna let you like. You can hit Usyk, but like you're not gonna be able to knock him out. Like he's the type of guy that just comes at you and just like he puts pressure on people without necessarily being considered like the premier pressure fighter. Because in boxing right now, I mean, Gennady Golovkin's still like the guy for pressure, and
Triple
like,
G legend.
but like Usyk, like he just is too much for a lot of people, and I'm very impressed that he's been too much for people, even with the step up in weight class. Like I've been very impressed with that, and now that he's beaten like the guy, it's like if he can beat Fury or Wilder, whoever it is that he faces, then he is, like I said earlier, he is the best of this generation, hands down, without a doubt. Like who at that point, who else can he even fight? Like he's beaten everybody at that point. Who's that other British guy that's a heavyweight that they're trying to build up?
Dubois.
Dubois, yes, that's what his name is. Because he beat who did he beat?
Yeah,
He beat
his sister's a boxer too. His sister's a fucking beast.
he beat Joe Joyce, right?
Yeah, he beat.
And then he
Did he
and then
beat
he
Joshua?
and then he I know he fought Joe Joyce. I don't know if he beat him. I think he beat him.
No, because he was like he was knocking out fucking everybody in every fight, and then he faced Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce fucking
Maybe you're
slipped him
right.
one,
Maybe you're right.
and that was he went like I don't know his record was 12-1. Fuck it, something
Is
like that.
Joe because and then he fought on the
And
undercard of Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley,
I'll
and
quickly
just
Google it.
murked a
Let me
guy.
Google it. Let me Google it.
I think.
Yeah, so he was 15-0 when he fought Joe Joyce, and then ended up 15-1.
Damn, you were right on the
He got
money.
KO'd around 10.
Is
But me
Joe
go.
Joyce? Is Joe
Is it
Joyce the
12 or
guy?
whatever?
Is it Dubois or Joyce? That's the guy that's like Jack. There's a great YouTuber named Jack Slack who does a lot of boxing and MMA stuff, and he had a he basically
Mhm.
said that. I think he was talking about Joe Joyce, but I could be totally wrong. He could have been talking about Dubois, but someone in that fight when he was talking about it, he said that their stance, the way that they moved their hand, it was like he was jerking someone off that was standing on a step stool.
It's probably Dubois because
Because
Joyce is
he was like
a killer.
he was like up here doing
Bro,
this.
Joyce, let me tell you about Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce came in and TKO'd Carlos Takam in round 6.
Oh my
That's Joe Joyce.
god. Dude,
So
Carlos
that's
Takam getting knocked out by everybody, bro.
Joe Joyce is fucking what? He's gotta be 10-0 now. He's a beast. He's unbelievable heavyweight, and I think he could
That was
definitely
a
break
really
through.
weird fight
Daniel Dubois
too.
was who they were pushing, but
That was a really weird
Joe
fight too
Joyce came through.
because normally young prospects that are both like being built up in boxing never fight each other. They usually wait till they're in their like primes to make the fight happen. But bro, I'm so excited for Esports Boxing Club because they just announced Deontay Wilder to be in the game.
They did. Still no release date though.
No release date, but at least it is still on PS4 because then we don't have to worry about like getting left behind on that because they made the game for what it was made for. They're not gonna like push it out too early just because PS5's out and stuff. They're gonna let it simmer and like let it develop, which I like that.
No.
And I just love the roster of it because like we have guys like Terrence Crawford, you have Canelo, you have Manny Pacquiao, you have Lomachenko. The Legends roster is sick. Like Muhammad
The Legends
Ali,
roster's fucking crazy.
Muhammad,
Butterbean.
Butterbean is in the game. Chris Cyborg is in this video game, bro.
It's fucking great.
It might be the best roster in any combat sports game ever. Like legitimately, because they didn't just get boxers; they got kickboxers and MMA fighters and Eddie Hall. So
There you go, I got the roster, right. Usyk's in it, Povetkin, Joe Joyce, we were just talking about.
Povetkin is in it.
Badr Hari's in it.
That's and Cedric Doumbé is the other like main kickboxer that they put in there, and Cedric Doumbé is a
Doumbé.
stud.
Gary Rosado, Jason Rosario, T. Crawford, Amir Khan, Conan Ben, legend, Mark Reyes Jr. It's fucking some Lomachenko's in it. Josh Warrington, Kid Galahad, fucking hell.
Oh my lord,
Clarissa Shields is in it too.
that's everyone wants to do Carissa Shields versus Chris Cyborg in the game. That's the fight.
The Legends roster is insane. Vitaly Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko, Jack Dempsey, Frank Bruno, Butterbean, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Robinson, and Ann Leonard. Oh my god, Juan Manuel Marquez. Oh my god.
Bro, I forgot he
Paulie
was in there.
Malignaggi.
Paulie Malignaggi. He's gonna get knocked out by Artem Lobov.
Oh my god.
Remember when Artem Lobov beat him in bare
I'm
knuckle?
gonna have him get beat by everyone.
That was all time.
I can't wait to knock him out. Fucking hell, the game looks insane.
I can't wait to play the career mode.
And they just announced, obviously, Tyson Fury's in there too, and Deontay's in there.
Is Anthony Joshua in it? He is, isn't he?
They haven't announced him yet. He will be, 1,000%.
Yeah, and I think
because Joe Calzaghe's in it too.
Did they get?
I just want them to get Chris Eubank.
I can't even do his voice. Can you do his voice?
Not really. I'm way too tired to try it.
Okay, fair enough. Because it's what? What?
Is that?
You need
Is that
to
in-game footage?
you need to throw your hands.
That's pretty good.
You need to throw your hands at your opponent, and actually hit him in the face.
It's beautiful.
No, I don't understand. Not letting your hands go.
It's a beautiful time of the day.
That was a better Chris Eubank impression than I thought I could ever do. let me do the Chris Eubank whenever he was coaching his son that one time. Just
one time, bro, he fights all fucking time.
That one time in particular
Win the
when he
game.
just stared at him. He stared at him for the whole corner, and that was it. And I'm like, bro, we literally went to your corner to hear your audio just to hear your voice because it's so funny. And then you just
Yeah.
stood there and didn't even say anything.
Kiiiiiiinds a fucking beast, though, to be fair.
I'm just gonna stand
He's
here.
fucking good, man.
It sounds more like Lord
Uh,
Alfred Hayes than it sounds like. That's just it sounded more like Lord Alfred Hayes.
fucking does.
And now
I
making
love
his way
Lord
to the
Alfred
ring.
Hayes. Legend.
I'm here with Gene Okerlund.
Me and Jane Oakland, me and Jane Oakland.
I'm here with Main
Give me
Jane.
that microphone. Fuck it.
Fuck.
That's chic.
That was Cheeky Baby. We're just making.
Cheeky baby.
If anyone watching this understood any of those references, I swear. Alrighty. Um, I think we're at a good point in this. Is there still noises going on your end? What was that? Did I hear something? Are there
Those people,
are there
there's a
people?
fucking like fight going on outside, probably. Yeah.
Oh my lord!
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be my favorite bit of the Dynamic Dance podcast. Is whenever cars vroom by or people get into fights outside.
I'm really surprised we haven't had an ambulance yet. That happens often.
Well, get ready for that on episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever we get to episode 2 of the Dynamic Dance podcast, for someone to get injured. Yeah, make sure to join us on episode 2 where I attack him and an ambulance gets called. No, we
I'm in.
yes. Yeah, I think it's a good time to get out of here. Like I said, most podcasts will probably be a little bit longer than this one, but we're gonna make it short because it is so late over there for him. And I actually have to
I'm
go.
38.
I actually have to go into this forbidden door and enter it. I'm gonna go to New
What is
Japan.
in there?
We will find out next time.
Oh,
Giving that for the people. No, y'all have a good one, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for doing whatever you did. We're
thank
out.
shit.